Hey everybody, it is Saturday and it has been a beautiful Saturday. Now if I could just get my sleeping pattern to a normal pattern, we would be great. But right now my sleeping pattern is all out of whack and I have got to get this sucker fixed before my little granddaughter comes, because my husband and I are keeping her overnight for the first time. And it's actually her very first time of being left without her mommy and daddy. So now let's get on with my topic. My topic is about the LGBT community and the ostomy community. Now I know these are two very far and separated communities, but I'm going to kind of compare the two, if you will. Now this is going to be a very sensitive topic. It is a sensitive topic for those of us with an ostomy, because you're gonna see how this is gonna play out, and then other people that are in the LGBT community, I'm not going to down you, but you're going to see a different point of view. So, shall we? I have a friend that I've known about 14 years. I've lived in Louisville for 19 years. So, she had been married once before and has children. When I met her, she was dating this guy. I had not seen him in years. After they split up, he met somebody and got remarried. But they were dating and had been together for 5 years and were living together. Then they split up. And you know, when you're with somebody for a long time, you kind of teeter-totter back together and split back up. And they kind of did the same thing. Well, then they finally just completely broke it off. And so she started dating somebody else that kind of in our group of friends. And then he got back with his ex-fiance. She started dating this known girl, this gay. She's very boyish looking, but she's a sweetheart and fun to be around. And I actually didn't know she was dating her until she had called me one day, because I wasn't going up to this one place that often anymore. And she finally figured out that she really was gay. And you know, I don't mind if somebody's gay. I personally, in the Bible, it says that another man shall not lay with another man, and you know, it's the same with the woman. But I don't think it's a personal preference. I think that, and this is a lot of times, I think that sometimes and I think it's with a man too, I think that when a woman has been with men who has been repeatedly hurt and just treated like shit, they think, well, you know, I know how I am. And another woman would probably treat me the way I would treat them. And then they find out, you know, this is me. This is who I am. I like women. I liked men at one time, but I like women, and I think men are the same way. And so you know, I know the comments on this is probably going to be bad, and there's going to be all kinds of things said, but you know me. I say I don't care. I say what I want to say, and if you don't like it, that's fine. We all have our own opinions, and a lot of times that's how it happens. Some people know at a very early age that they like the same sex. Transgender, I have not figured that one out yet, because if they are a girl, they want to be a boy so they can still see girls. So I have not figured that one out yet, but so yeah, so I had stopped. I had blocked her on Facebook because everything was all about being gay, and I just finally, I couldn't do it anymore. It was just like, you know, if I was putting up everything on my Facebook about politics, people would get sick of watching it, and that's why I don't do it. That's why I have a Twitter and a YouTube and all that for politics. And so I had to block her because you know, hey, that's great. You know, I went with her when she would go to these gay bars. You know, instead of being a cock blocker, I was a pussy blocker, and so, you know, I was fine with it. I don't care. I have gay friends. It don't bother me. So yesterday, a couple months ago, she friend requested me, and I accepted. And, you know, there's still been some political things on there, and I'm just like, you know, I went to the site to comment on this because you're my friend, and I didn't want to do it on your Facebook page. So, you know, we still butt heads on political things because, well, she is a Democrat. And as a lot of gays are, they're Democrat. But you would be surprised at the amount of them that support Trump. But anyway, she is on the countdown to going to Florida. She's never been. And I commented, I was like, you will love it. You won't want to come back. And then she says something about it, and I was like, well, when my husband retires, we're moving down there. That's where I want to go. He wants to get out of Kentucky because of his allergies. I want to go to Florida. That's where we're going. And she replied back, well, we're moving north. She said, people in the South are, I can't hold my wife's hand in public without somebody saying something, or PDA and in the South. And I'm like, this is 2018. This is not 1940, 1945. This isn't 1950s. We have interracial couples. You can be a friend with a black person and go out and nobody say anything. And why do you think you and your wife can't go out and hold hands without somebody saying anything? That is absolutely ridiculous. Okay? So, this is why I'm bringing up the LGBT community, because once again, they are making some of them, and I'm not going to say all of them, but, you know, yes, Obama allowing them to get married is a very big deal, okay? A lot of people did not want to do things because it's against their faith, it's against their belief, it's against the Bible. And nobody should be made to do anything that's against their faith. And you know what? These cake makers that don't want to make the cakes, that is their right. They have the right to refuse service. And one of our county clerks here in Kentucky went to jail because she refused to issue a license to get married because it was against her belief. And well, yeah, she works for the state, so the county, so she went to jail, but it's all getting wiped off. But still, you know, we are now starting to have our hands kind of tied because of this. I don't have a problem if they want to get married. I don't care. But other people shouldn't be made to do things that is against their faith because this is what they want. The other thing that Obama made people do was allow transgender into the male and female bathrooms. And just as everybody was against and why they didn't want to happen, for the simple fact that has already happened, a child was molested. So, you know, as far as gays being out in the communities and around everybody else, nobody is sitting there making fun of you because you're holding hands with your spouse or your life partner. Nobody cares. That is no different than me and an older black gentleman that is one of my very best friends going out. We went to Hooters, and he and I sat when we had dinner. Nobody said anything. Nobody was staring. No nothing. So if I can go out with him for lunch, then excuse me, nobody's saying anything about you holding her hand, you guys kissing in public, and nothing, because that's kind of bullshit, and I don't accept that. As far as the getting your license, you know, you guys, that was a big thing for you, but you know, this is 2000. This is a new. This is 2018. People aren't poking fingers and laughing at you. You know, I get dirty looks getting out of my truck at a handicapped parking spot. I get more looks and dirty looks and people talking underneath their breath about me getting out of my truck at a handicapped parking spot than you do somebody talking about you holding hands with your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. But people are so butthurt, you know? And see, this is where I'm going to say something about the ostomy community. It was in 2015. The CDC put out a commercial like they do all the time. This one was about colon cancer person. There was two people talking. One of the people was talking about having a colostomy. The way she was portraying the colostomy was in a very negative way. And I don't get offended very often, as you guys know. But I was very, very angry. And really, I wasn't offended. I was angry. Those of us with IBD a lot of times, we don't have a choice, or it has made our lives so much better. It has given our lives back. And, you know, she's talking about, you know, how she ended up with colon cancer. Oh, yeah. It's the CDC ad on smoking. And she did on hers because she got colon cancer from smoking. Yes, that CDC ad that keeps running on smoking. And now they got one out with a military man. I think he had heart problems, or no, he has COPD. And he doesn't have the strength to put on his uniform to continue for his country. That's the new one that's out. Well, it's not new. It's been going on. Yeah. So this is still on smoking. And she used her colon cancer and getting her ostomy. And so, you know, she was saying it in a very, very negative way, and I did not like that, because those of us in the ostomy community, I have Crohn's disease, I had gastroparesis, and my Crohn's disease was so bad, I had a really bad fistula that made me completely incontinent. I was so incontinent, I was in pull-ups. I could not stand up without feces just running right straight through me. I had absolutely no control. I lost the ability to control my sphincter muscles because it ruined my sphincter muscles. And so yeah. So I was very irate over that commercial. So I wrote them, and they replied back, and they took her out of the commercial. When they took her out of the commercial only ended up lasting like 5 seconds or maybe a minute, if that. So since the commercial didn't last very long, they just dropped that commercial altogether. But they apologized because they didn't reach out into the ostomy community to see, you know, to get more information. An ostomy is a stigma. The one thing that they have done, and it's called Abby's Law. A little girl got it passed because she needed to go to the bathroom. There wasn't a public restroom, and they had a private bathroom. They wouldn't let her go, and she messed all over herself. I can't remember if she had ulcerative colitis or she had Crohn's disease. And they got this bill passed, and it is in most states. You need to check it out. That if you have Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis and you have the card, that if you go to a store and they do not have a public restroom, they have to let you by law, and if it is in that state, to let you use the public restroom. If they don't let you use that public restroom, you can call the police and they can get ticketed, but I mean, really, is it worth that? I don't know. You can threaten them with it. I've never done it. I have my ostomy, and you know, if it gets full, I have never let it get to that point. I will tell my husband to pull over somewhere, or stop at a rest area or whatever. But there is that, and you can get your card. There is a stigma with ostomies, but now more and more people know about it. And so they're not like trying to push you away or not talk to you or not be your friend. They're more like interested in it, want to know more about it. And so it's not like it was way back when you first got one and you just didn't tell anybody, and if anybody knew, they stayed away from you. You know, it's flabbergasted me, I guess, whenever she was trying to tell me that people in the South are rude about being gay, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, what? Seriously? Okay. You are way out there in left field, because I really have no clue what you're talking about, because, you know, this is 2018, and, yeah, I have never seen that, or heard anybody saying anything. I mean, you're still you still have racists. You have people that don't like gays. They're homophobic. But, come on, people. Nobody cares. You know? As long as you don't hit on them, who cares? They don't care. I don't care. Don't hit on me. I don't care. Like I said, I have friends. They don't bother me. Gay guy friends are the best. They can go with you and go shopping. They can help you do your house. They can help you pick out your clothes. They're fun. Best house designers. But nobody cares if you're gay. You know, she is a millennial. So I guess we expect that with millennials, right? Go figure. I could not get over it, you know, because, you know, the stigma with the awesomies today is gone. And, you know, I can tell somebody, oh, well, I have an awesome, and I'm like, really? I didn't know it. I couldn't see it. Where is it? You know, but the looks that I get getting out of my truck at a handicap spot, you wouldn't, because I knew when I got it, and because I waited far too long. I should have had it a long time ago, but I didn't, because admitting that you need to ask for a handicap placard is admitting defeat, that your diseases and your health is getting worse. And I didn't want to admit that. So, and I knew, because you can't see my illness. You can't see my disease. The only thing you can see is a backpack with fluids running from my port up over my shirt and running into a bag. And I get bad looks, and but I knew I was gonna get those. And when my husband is with me, he drops me off at the door and picks me up, and he parks further out. And when it's just me, I park in a handicap spot, unless I can find a close parking spot that's not handicapped. A lot of times, like right now, I can find a parking spot at Walmart. It's right there. It's not a handicap spot, but it's like the first parking spot at the garden center, and I'll park there, because a lot of times I'll go looking at the garden center, and so that doesn't bother me. because I can go right back through the garden center. But anyway, but I mean, I get so many bad looks, you know, and it's embarrassing. It's not really embarrassing. It's like, you know, I can't make them see what's wrong with me. You know, it's like, do I need to wear one of my shirts that says, not every disability, not every not every handicap looks like this. Yeah, not every handicap looks like this. And it has a handicap sign. But the other one I have, I can't wear it right now because it's long sleeve. And I discontinued my shirts. So, anyway. So, you know, people still want to make themselves out to be victims. And that's pretty much what she did. She was still making herself out to be a victim for being gay and lesbian. And, you know, times have changed a lot. And she's not a lesbian. She's not a victim. And this needs to just be done and over with. And, you know, I get sick of hearing people, you know, bitch about being a victim, because she's not a victim. You know, she has a lot of friends that support her in her relationship and her marriage. And, you know, I was happy for her when she met her now wife. You know, I supported her. I went to these gay bars with her and was her friend until somebody she didn't like came up to her. Then I was her girlfriend. But you know, times have changed. You know, people aren't looking at you like that anymore. They don't even look at me like that anymore with my ostomy. I only still get looks because of getting out of my truck into a handicap spot, because they can't see my handicap except for my backpack with my IV fluids. And, you know, our times have changed, and people just need to get over themselves and quit being butthurt, because that's really what it is.